And an accident northbound I-5 at 43rd Avenue. And a crash northbound 5 at Fruit Ridge. Northbound 5 is a good place to stay away from this morning. It's been messed up all morning. Traffic brought to you by ZeroResSacramento.com. Here now is Dan in Sonoma. Dan, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay, given that it's a National Day of Mourning. That means Jimmy Carter gets to stink up the place one last time. That's my view on that. President Trump has been giving a lot of criticism by his ideas of purchasing or incorporating Canada and Greenland and so forth. But, if you look at it, and that's the proper way to look at this, the last 4 years, Biden has incorporated Mexico with the United States by opening the border and bringing in millions, up to 20 million people here, including, hundreds of thousands of terrorists. And I mention that because that's obviously where these fires are coming from. I remember, and I think it was from Katie Grimes, there was a note somewhere, meaning that Muslims were encouraged to wait for the right opportunity and start wildfires, anything to disrupt the United States. And I'm certain that's what's going on here. And that's what happened way back in 2017. I'm convinced those fires were arson on a wide scale. They did an impressive job starting such fires at the timing had to be right, winds, heat, and so forth. And because I was reporting as a reporter for the local newspapers, I've mentioned it before, it was not PG&E. It was they claimed it was a private individual or whatever. Not that was. They weren't pointing to arson. They were just saying, it was some home or something. It started it, but PG&E got blamed. And then all those fires afterwards, you had the unfortunately named Camp Fire and lots of fires in Southern California. And do you remember this, Sean? Wasn't Jerry Brown, who was governor at the time, wasn't he, and then later Gavin Newsom, boasting about how ready they were? They had upgraded their fire systems. They had new equipment, new procedures, whatever. And now that those procedures, whatever happened to that procedure in this particular case?
I don't specifically remember them boasting about that. I just remember them blowing a lot of hot air in general about what a great job they're doing. And they're going to, the same old political nonsense where they just boast about how great they are. And they're going to continue to move forward and be stronger. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Well, I'm not happy to see, but I'm delighted to see that finally the Hollywood types down there, a lot of them are complaining, and they're complaining directly to Karen Bass. Wait for it, Hole, and Gavin Newsom, that they're incompetent with this whole thing, and they're paying a hard price for this. There's one story on Fox News that I forget the actress saying, they've evacuated, but there's no they're sitting in tremendous traffic. If you remember, that's what happened to that fire in was it Paradise? People were trapped; they couldn't get out. There was only one way in and two ways in and two ways out of that one little community, and people died waiting in traffic lines because the fire overtook them. So again, this is just an incredible hot mess, and I'm happy, but also I shouldn't say happy. I wish President Trump would put a lot more pressure and focus in on this. He has criticized Newsom, which Newsom has a thin skin. But this whole thing is on Newsom and Karen Bass because, again, this is incompetence, and people are literally paying the price with their lives and with their property.
Well, Dan, I think they're doing it to us on purpose.
Of course, they do everything to us on purpose.
It's not that they intentionally have cut the water supply. They did that on purpose. It's not incompetence. They want to control the water. They want to have us by the short hairs. So we will do what they say or else.
I hope there's fallout after this, though, and there might be because of the location of where this is happening.
Well, we will see. This is like you said, I don't know if you meant to do that pun when you called it a hot mess.
No, you should have did the drum roll. That would have been a good bounce back for me.
The band went off to get coffee. I'm sorry.
Typical.
Yeah, I know. Dan, you have a pleasant day if you can.
Thanks, bud.
We will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.